Okay, this is the second Bible follow-up for the day on Wednesday. It's for Acts 1, 12 through 26. Again, I'm not going to read it all, because that just makes the video too long. But the heading is Matthias chosen to replace Judas. And what we read here is they go, one of the first things is a Sabbath day's walk. You might say, well, why is that in there? Well, a Sabbath day's walk is about 3/4 of a mile. And the fact that Luke decides to put that in there is a pointed reminder that they're still going to keep the law. The law is set aside by Moses. Doesn't mean that's thrown out. The other thing is Peter is becoming the main leader. Well, why? Well, if I'm your rabbi and I took off and then we had a teacher's assistant, like we said Peter was, the natural person to start leading afterwards, if I took off, would be the teacher's assistant. In this case, it'd be Peter. Okay? And then they all kind of sit around talking and praying and thinking about Scripture, and they start probably digging and digging and digging, thinking, you know what? The Scripture actually had to be fulfilled. What Jesus said, it's all coming together now. And they're sort of sitting together, and this is all being revealed to them as they're thinking about this. And I think in God, in His infinite wisdom, to wait 10 days before Pentecost was a wonderful thing, because it gave them some alone time. Like, let's say they couldn't be in the classroom for several days and had to be quarantined into their houses and maybe had to really read Scripture and think about things. That's kind of what they were doing. They were going through this quarantine time because, number one, they didn't want to be outed by the Jews in Jerusalem, but you get the point. Then they had to choose a replacement for Judas. Notice when they name some names, there's another Judas in there, but they notice that he's a brother of somebody else. And if you look at it, when they choose someone to replace them, they say, let's find someone that was with us the whole time, who could be a witness to all the things, since the time of John's baptism of Jesus till now. And then they pick two. Now, we would call that the nomination process, okay? Where humans, people using their brains saying, okay, these couple guys would be good. But then they do the casting of the lots, and they leave the final decision to God. So, I don't know if they flipped a coin, or they chose straws, or they did some other way, but they got two people that they thought were good and qualified, and then they maybe flipped a coin, and then one was chosen. In this case, it was Matthias. Okay? So that's what this part of Acts talks about. And if you will look on your study guide, you should be able to fill out those two boxes. And if you want to bring that camera in here, Sydney's videotaping me right now. This is the part for the second box. It was a modified lottery system. A few honorable people were nominated, then the names were randomly drawn. Another thing you could fill out is on the back of your green packet, 1 through 5 could actually be filled out. And then this whole field of blood where Judas died, that's also in the Scripture there too. All right? Have fun filling that out.